Hi guys, my name is Ken Blakeman. I'm with CHS. I'm a general manager in Northern Idaho. So welcome to today's session on financial acumen. So I'm just going to talk about a few things today that hopefully will let you think about how to prepare yourself for the future. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is learning self-control. So what do I mean when I talk about learning self-control on your finances? What we're really talking about there is don't buy things that put you in debt. That's just really one of those first lessons. Everybody, when you get working, you all want to buy toys and different things. But, if I can implore you to use cash for that and not put yourself in debt, you're going to be much better off. Number 2, control your financial future. So what do I mean by that? When you're talking about controlling your financial future, what we're really talking about is really thinking about budgeting and spending the money that you have. So, think about giving yourself a personal budget. Number 3, know where your money goes. So do you know where your money went? At the end of every month, have you looked back and seen what you've spent your money on? So, make sure that you're always paying attention to where your money goes. I mean, were those extra 2 coffees at the coffee shop worth it? Just know where your money goes. That's the third item. Number 4, start an emergency fund. So what I mean by starting an emergency fund is really preparing for those little unknown experiences that happen, little emergencies, things. Let's just say your vehicle breaks down. You need some money to fix your vehicle, or you can't get to work, or maybe you've hit something on the road and it blew a tire. Just different things like that. So make sure you have an emergency fund for those kind of items. Number 5, start saving for retirement. Now, I know when you're 18 years old or 20 years old or 21, retirement is so far off that you don't even want to think about it. But believe me, if you can start your saving for retirement when you're young, then when you reach, a closer age to retirement, you're going to be so much better off financially than most folks that you'll be absolutely shocked. So starting young and the power of time is really significant. Next item that I want to talk about is when you're looking for work. Say you're done with college and you're starting to look for jobs. One of the really most important things you can do is not just focus on the wage, but to talk to the employer about the opportunities that they have and the programs and benefits they have to help you save and to put money away. And so, when I'm talking about that, what I'm really talking about is what are their, retirement programs, what are their health benefits, what are all those type of issues. It's just as important to ask a lot of questions about the benefits and the retirement plans as it is to worry about that wage. Because over time, $1 or $2 an hour or a little bit of extra salary doesn't mean as much as the saving and the benefits that come along. So when you meet with a potential employer, one of the things that you really want to ask them about is about their retirement plan. So what do you ask? Just find out what kind of retirement plans they have. Do they have a 401k? Do they have a defined benefit program? Do they have a 401k Roth? It's really critical that you know that. And those are really important questions to ask, and it will help you get on the road to long-term financial health when you reach the time when you want to retire. Okay, the next item I want to talk to you about is the power of time. So, what this really is when you're young and you're just getting started out, it's really hard to see how your money can grow. Well, what I would say to you is that the power of time is greater than almost anything. So compounding interest is really what that means is that your money is growing on the interest that it earns, and then the interest is also growing, and so it's compounding against the principal and the interest. And so that compounding effect is really significant. So make sure that you're thinking about the long term, trying to make sure you're investing for the long term.
Okay.
The next thing that is really important in your, if you're working for a company that does have a 401k and you have an opportunity is okay, so where do you put your money? A lot of people aren't really sure about that, so, probably the most important thing is to just take a look at putting your money into a broad-based stock mutual fund. And, an easy place to start is the S&P 500 funds that you'll find out there. They have very low costs, and it gets you exposure to the entire stock market of 500 of the largest companies in the country. So it's a really great place to start. I would encourage you to ask a lot of people, find yourself a mentor, and learn and ask questions. But basically, when you're young, make sure you're exposed to the stock market. Rule of 72 is pretty straightforward, but it's a nice little way to check and see, well, when's my money going to really grow, and to help you understand how it can grow. And so what you do is you just take 72, divide it by the interest rate that you earned, and that will tell you how many years it takes for your money to double. So for example, if you had, say an 8% return, then you divide that whole number of 8 into, 72 but divided by 8, and that'll give you 9 years. So in 9 years, your money has doubled. So that includes your principal, your interest, everything. And then as you continue to reinvest, then you'll always be able to kind of, calculate exactly when things double. So one of the other items I want to talk about is really, don't try to outguess the market. Don't try to time the market. Just buy and put it away in your 401k, in your investment funds, and leave it there. And, at first you'll wonder, if it's ever going to grow. And then what'll happen is 10, 15 years into it, all of a sudden you'll really start to see the thing take off. So, don't get afraid of it. Don't get afraid of the market. Just leave it there. If you're a long ways from retiring yet, every time the market goes down, it's actually to your advantage, because now you're buying more shares cheaper. So let time be your friend. And once again, think about that compounding effect of the interest, and just continue to buy, and don't try to time it. Don't try to get in and out, and just leave that money alone. And you'll reach retirement and the dollars that you want much more quickly. When you're having those conversations with a potential employer, also make sure you understand their health insurance programs, because that may be as big a deal as anything. So what are their deductibles? What how much does it cost you per month? How much if you got married and had a family? How much does that cost? And once again, it kind of comes back to really understanding the whole package. It's not just the wage. Those benefits are significant. And so make sure you have that, that in your mind when you're interviewing and you're asking questions. And when you're going to walk out of there, you're going to have used your financial acumen to better position you for long-term success. Well, thank you today. And I hope you learned and take away a little something from this. And I wish you the best in the future.